So to help with today's assignment, we are going to be reviewing the formation of informal commands. This is something that we've been talking about for a week or two, and you guys are actually really good at it, but I think a few days without having Spanish class might make us a little rusty. So review, it's good for the soul. So part one is affirmative commands. We have to remember that commands, informal commands, have two parts. There's affirmative and negatives. So we're going to use affirmative informal commands to tell someone you address in the to form, so someone you're really familiar with, to do something. And to form it, there are two steps. Our first step is to start in the to form, in the present tense, and then to drop the final S. So here are some examples. So step one, we have the infinitives of the verbs hablar, comer, and pedir. So to put those in the present tense to form, I would have hablas, comes, and pides. And then my other step is simply to drop the final S. So the command for speak would be habla. If I wanted to say eat, I would say come. And then ask for or order, I would say pide. Some verbs have irregular forms in informal affirmatives. So we do have to memorize them, but they are pretty simple compared to some of our other irregulars. So the irregular form of tener is ten. Venir would be ven. Poner, pon. Ir is ve. Ser is se. Hacer is as. Salir is sal. And decir is di. If you need to pause the video, once this is posted to Google Classroom, feel free to pause it and write these down. And now we are going to review the formation of negative commands. So a negative command is telling someone not to do something. So to form the negative informal command of most AR verbs, you drop the final O of the yo form and add ES to the end. Then you're going to put no in front of the verb. So two examples of AR verbs are the verbs fumar and trabajar. So fumar is to smoke and trabajar is to work. So we start in the yo form. We have yo fumo, I smoke, and yo trabajo, I work. So we drop the final O and replace it with an ES. So the command, don't smoke, is no fumes. Don't work would be no trabajes. ER verbs and IR verbs, you use the same steps, except we drop the final O from the yo form and add AS to the end. So we have vengo, como, and duermo. We drop those O's and replace them with AS and add no to the beginning. So if I wanted to say don't come, I'd say no vengas. Don't eat would be no comas. And don't sleep would be no duermas. Now, some helpful reminders. The verbs that I have listed below are technically not irregular in the negative informal command form, but they have irregular yo forms. So they're almost irregular in the command form. So this is just a gentle reminder that verbs like poner, tener, oír, and hacer have irregular yo forms. So we're going to take this yo form, drop the O, and add AS or ES. So because poner is an ER verb, we'll have no pongas as the command, the negative command. And there are 3 actual irregular verbs in the negative informal command form. We have dar, ir, and ser, and those commands would be no des, no vayas, and no seas. Okay. There we go. So what I'm gonna do, I have another set of, I've got an informal commands and directions page. I'll pull that up and show you. Here are some vocabulary words, if you don't have them, that are really going to be handy with our assignment for today. So we have infinitives like doblar, seguir, ir, llegar, salir, venir, and empezar. And I've already got the affirmative and the negative commands listed out for you if you would like to use those. Otherwise, I would really suggest that you use the word bank that we received last week in class. It has our prepositions. It has some additional infinitive verbs that will really help you excel at this activity today. And it has places in a city as well. So if you want to use, words like courthouse or police station or restaurant, those are all on that paper. Additionally, it is also posted on Google Classroom on the day we completed it last week. Well, if anyone has any questions, feel free to type those in the chat or unmute yourself. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.